you're not Adam.
I'm not Adam.
Sabrina, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Just living life.
Same.
You're always hiding out in the periphery over here
I
and
am.
stepping up to the big leagues now, huh?
Yeah, I was your own little personal cheerleading squad. And I made it to the big screen.
All right, I guess we're going to have to really talk about some important stuff today then, huh?
Oh, yay.
Last week we talked about Lake Central and Hanover, both of the school corporations pushing out their referendums.
Yeah.
Both of them passed last
saw.
night. So if you, again, are in Hanover School Corp or Lake Central School Corp, your taxes will be going up.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Evaporating any of the political opinion on it or, the opinion of schools, we do know your taxes will be going up.
Yeah.
We know that taxes have already gone up in a lot of Northwest Indiana just because of value appreciation, assessed values increasing, right? You and I were just talking about your house in Crown Point that has increased in value over the last couple of years.
Yep.
We know that, and we've talked about this several times, homeowners insurance premiums are increasing as well.
Sure is.
I tell people all of the time, November is the second worst month in the mortgage world. We have two mid-month holidays, right? We have Veterans Day and Thanksgiving. It's a 30-day month, and daylight savings time ends.
Oh yeah, it is the worst month.
It's the second worst. February is
the
worst because that one only got 28 days. Sometimes it's got 29, and it's got a mid-month holiday too. And but the other part about November and December is this is when, if you've owned your home for a year or more, your loan servicer is going to do their escrow analysis. And escrow is this word that gets thrown out and confuses people all the time, right? Like there's escrow, like the closing, the portion of your actual closing where the title company acts as an escrow agent, where all the money goes into an account, gets shuffled out and dispersed, right? But then we have this other part of escrow, or the other definition of it, of the part of 1/12 of your taxes and 1/12 of your homeowner's insurance.
Yeah.
For people on the Illinois side, like that tax part really takes a bite into that monthly payment or that housing expense. On the Indiana side, we're seeing that increase.
Yeah, we are.
And I think one of the things that goes on, and we have a conversation with clients frequently about it. When you escrow for taxes and insurance, so again, you have your taxes and insurance are part of your monthly mortgage payment. Sometimes you go a little numb to like the premium changes in your homeowners or your tax increases, right? You were just talking before, and I put you on the spot, but you're like, I didn't know my taxes went up.
Yep.
So you end up kind of conditioned to not think about it. And then in November and December, you get this letter that says, hey, we did an escrow analysis. You're actually short because, again, if you're in Lake County, Indiana, your second installment of taxes just got paid on today, I think is the actual due date. And now, hey, you're going to be short because your taxes went up and your homeowner's insurance went up. And then you get this nasty letter that says your payment's going up.
Yep.
And you think that your interest rate changed, and that's not necessarily the case. But now that we know that in Indiana, right, in these two areas of Lake County, we know those taxes are going up.
Yeah,
we've seen taxes in all of Chicago Metro, particularly Southern Cook County, most of Will County. We've seen all those taxes go up too. And we're hitting that spot of reckoning where we've also had your homeowner's insurance increases too, because claims, business model, all of that stuff. So I figured we'd talk about what happens when we get to that spot. You get that letter and what the math could look like on there. So we pulled up kind of an escrow shortage situation. So this property here that we're going to talk about right now has a $6,000 a year tax bill, $500 a month, and a $1,500 a year homeowner's insurance bill. They probably talked to you guys. You guys hooked them up, right? That's $125 a month. So in that portion of your payment, right, your monthly mortgage payment or your housing expense, there's $625 going to taxes and insurance. Every house has taxes.
Yep.
Every house has insurance.
Yep. Got to have it.
So we run through like the Lake Central referendum calculator, reasonable that your tax is probably going to increase by 15% maybe next year. We know, and unfortunately I had to pick like a boogeyman target here on homeowners insurance, but we've seen between 20 and 30% year over year increases on premiums. So that $1,500 a year annual premium, let's pretend that goes to $1,920. at renewal, right? Maybe you had a
Okay.
claim or something crazy there.
Something made it go up.
Yeah. So now your annual taxes are now $6,900. It's $575 a month, and your homeowner's insurance is $1,920 or $160 a month. So that's now that portion of your payment $735. Kind of sucks, right? Goes up $110 a month.
Yep.
Who
Especially
who wants that? Especially when everything else is pinched.
Yep.
And it's Christmas time.
Yep.
And
Holidays.
Yeah, I mean, how you gonna make your dip budget with that?
I love that you threw in the dips.
Well, we're expecting some great
Some Thanksgiving ones.
some Christmas and or Thanksgiving festivities there, but yeah, like you're now right. That portion of your payment or those expenses have increased by $110 a month. So we have to make an adjustment as your mortgage servicer. We have to make an adjustment to increase your monthly payment so that those numbers are there. But we also, right, the mortgage servicer also advance that additional money to you to pay the taxes and to pay the insurance at renewal, because one, we don't want your taxes to not get paid and then end up in a tax sale situation or a lien on your title for unpaid taxes. And as you know, homeowners insurance, very, very important.
Yeah.
Lenders don't want you to go belly up on that, because then you get that stuff called forced place insurance.
Well, and you don't want to go belly up on it either, you know?
Yeah, well, exactly. Like you don't want to have a situation where you owe $300,000 on a house and you have a catastrophic event and you didn't have insurance.
Yep.
But all of that goes on, right? So that money gets advanced to you, and in a friendly environment. Okay, so a loan servicer is they're required to send you a notification that says your escrows are changing, and you have several options. Option one, you just pay the entire shortage, you get it shored up, and here's your new monthly payment. It increases by $110 a month. You could make a partial payment to the shortage and then go, okay, here's your new payment. By the way, like we're also going to now take that remainder of that shortage and divide that over 12 months and put that on top of your payment as well.
Already, yep.
Or, if you don't have the cash to shore it up at all, you do receive the option, right, of taking that shortage and dividing that by 12 and tacking that on top of the payment as well. So we've now started at like $625 a month for taxes and insurance.
Yep.
We need to increase because the amounts increase, and then we need to cover that shortage. We now that portion of your payment is now $845 a month,
which to some people is non-doable.
That's a high amount. Right? It started at $625, so now we're $200, $220 a month higher. That's a real swing. There's a lot of people that don't have $220 extra dollars a month in their budget.
Yeah. And
so now you're forced with a choice or a decision of how am I going to make these payments? You sometimes, and I don't advise this should be just like we talk about, hey, I have a weird thing that happened at my house. I should call my insurance agent, not call the claims hotline, so that a claim process doesn't start. I need to talk to my insurance agent about this first.
That is so true.
Call a mortgage person before you start to dive into the loan servicer workouts. Like we were just talking about before we hopped on, we see it frequently. What happens is they will just say, hey, Sabrina, we'll work on this thing. We'll move some numbers around. We'll have you sign a couple documents, and we won't report any late payments on here. And we'll just tack on that interest of those payments that you couldn't make. We'll just tack that on the back of your loan, right? You can worry about that later on when you go to pay it off.
Yep.
When you go to sell your house or refinance. Well, your problem is that gets tacked on and you forget about that money. Mm-hmm. And then you say, well, shoot, 18 months down the road, rates have come down. I'd like to refinance. And you forgot about that money being tacked on there. And no one really sees it until we get the title work back. And now, bam, we got to pay off that whatever it is, $5,000, $10,000 of extra money.
Yeah.
And that now all of a sudden, now your new loan amount's going up. Maybe your interest rate changes, the loan program changes, and now you can't save additional money. So that should be your last call. Your first call, talk to your lender. Or you talk to not your lender, you talk to your mortgage guy, your preferred mortgage professional.
Which I know a good one.
Yeah, you call me. Even if I'm not your guy, I'm happy to talk through the options so that you can see it clearly.
Yeah.
Because it's a scary thing. If I just said, hey, you know what, I need an extra $220 a month from you, you'd be like, well, why?
Yeah, especially for first-time homeowners who are very new to all of this.
They've probably never gone through this.
Yep.
And quite honestly, even seasoned homeowners haven't necessarily gone through a situation of elevated price, elevated interest rate, elevated insurance cost, and then the increase in taxes. Like it's the tournament of bad right now on that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's new to me. I've been in my house for 4 years, and like I was just telling you before, you know, I didn't even know that our property taxes went up, you know?
Surprise.
So, yep, it's a lot. That's why it really does matter on the lender. You have to walk you through and help you with all that process.
And we want to guide you through it because now, right, we go through all of this stuff and rates have trickled down a little bit, not to the point where we think we've hit the bottom and, you know, it's a great time to refi. I don't think it's the best time right now, unless your situation warrants it, where you have like a lot of debt or some other stuff to clear up. But you do need to be aware that, again, if your taxes have increased and your homeowner's insurance increased, even if you lower that interest rate, your payment actually still might be higher.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, and it's very confusing because it's numbers. And then this is exactly what happens, right? Is the phone jockey loan guy that doesn't have any interest in the community and doesn't really have your best interest at heart, just thinks that you care about the lowest interest rate.
Yeah.
Because that's the idea, right? That's going to save me the most money. So they go, hey, you know, we'll save you all this money. They're going to leave out a few words. We're going to get you this real low interest rate and no cost out of pocket. Not no cost out of pocket. So what they do is they charge you a bunch of discount points, and we've talked about those before.
Yeah.
And now your loan amount's way higher, but hey, you got this low interest rate, but your payment's still the same because your taxes and insurance went up. It's a slippery slope. You need to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
Don't get pressured into things. Don't immediately say, I need to find a workout for this.
Do your research on who you're going to.
Do your research, ask questions. You can pull your tax bills. Taxes are public records. Unfortunately, like some people, if you listen to Michigan, like you might have to pay like $3.95 to access your tax records. But in Chicago Metro, you go to the assessor's office, you go to the treasurer's office, you can find your tax bill. You call me, just, you know, or go apply with jr.com. I'll help you find your taxes. We'll help you talk to your insurance agent. Maybe there's some things that have changed. Maybe, right? What are some things, you know, Adam's talked about this ad nauseum on things that can maybe decrease your insurance premium. Like a new roof, maybe you put a new roof on your house and you actually paid for it. You didn't file a claim for it. And then the other day we were at an event and you were talking about some device on like older homes.
Oh, a ting?
Yeah. Oh, some ting. Yeah. All right. A ting.
It is. Yeah.
Talk to us about a ting real quick.
So a ting is something that is free to any State Farm resident or State Farm customer. And basically what it is you reach out to your agent. They send you what is called a ting. And it kind of looks, you know, like your average little wallflower, but you plug it in to a room and you only need one because you can transition it. And it has 3 lights. It has a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. If it's green, it detects your wires. So your wires are good to go. Green is solid. You're fine. Move it to the next room. Let's say your next room, it detects a red light. Well, you let Ting, the company, know, and they will actually help you put funds to get that wire replacement in your house because, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be more on insurance to redo a burnt down house than it is to help with some wire changes. Yep. Now, the wire changes doesn't come through State Farm. It does come through Ting, which is the other company, but it's absolutely free. So if you do have an older home, it is something I'd recommend. Even the newer homes. I mean, you really can never be too safe. And it's, like I said, one device, you switch it into the rooms, it goes in every room, and then it's a free reading on your wires. And
that's, I mean, if there's one thing that we know in the last 20 years, there is way more stuff plugged into your house than there's ever been.
Yeah.
Like you got to get plugs all over the place. But again, like little things like that you have a conversation with your insurance agent, particularly with Adam's crew, they'll talk to you about that. Say, hey, like we can do this. This is something that maybe allows you to work through some maintenance costs that you would normally think were going to be out of pocket or very expensive.
And it's free.
And it's claim prevention. It's maintenance that, you know, creates that situation that maybe is not going to have that catastrophic increase on premiums.
Yep.
But moral of the story, it's that time of the year where it gets dark early, it gets cold, it's wet, it's damp, everything sucks.
Start doing your home maintenance before it freezes.
Yeah, get the leaves out of your gutters.
Leaves out, close up those hose spigots, take your hose off.
Yeah, what do you work at an insurance company or something? Do all that, and then, you know, keep an eye on the mail, because if you're gonna get this letter and it's gonna suck. I've gotten them before. You've received them. It's not a pleasant thing, but just take a deep breath after you open it and then talk to your trusted professionals. They will help you through it. They will guide you through the right decisions.
Right.
There's no free lunch in that situation. Escrows are a federally regulated account. There's nothing that you can do to work around it, right? Your lender has a formula that's governed by the feds on how that works. The last piece of it is, right, this idea of waiving escrows or not paying your taxes to insurance as part of your mortgage payment. You can do that if you put 20% down on your house and you're not getting a FHA or a VA loan. However, that doesn't actually change the fact that your taxes and insurance increased. Like you still have it. It just delays the point a little bit. But just be aware of that. Again, don't fall for these workarounds or these workouts or these other tricks that loan servicers will offer you. Talk to professionals so that you don't make a decision today that cost you
in the long run.
Like like a decision, or whatever you want to call it, extreme cost in the long run.
Yeah. And if you don't want to do the research, give us a call. $3.99, no research needed.
Exactly. It's cloudy and dark, and it's not really fun season anymore. So we'll put our Uggs on and get our black leggings on and burn our Kohl's Cash and get a Starbucks and have ourselves a fun research time on digging up your taxes and researching your homeowner's insurance policy to make sure you got the right coverage. But
yes.
Anything else, Sabrina?
I'm here if you ever need insurance. Give me a call, 219-201-6085.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you joining and standing in over here.
I'm done. Cut the show.